Hey guys, it is Wednesday once again, which means that it's time for lots of shiny, shiny goodness. As you can see, we've got lots of stuff this week. It's a pretty big week, there's a lot of trades, a lot of issues, so we're just going to get right into it. Morgan?
Alright, so first off, we've got a second printing of It Girl in the Atomics. This is a spin-off from Mike Allred's Madman series, handled by, let's see, James S. Rich and Mike Norton. Mike Norton of Battle Pug fame. He's really stepped up his game for this series. It's looking great. More just light, fun superhero stuff. If you're tired of all the gritty reboots and gnarly stuff like that, it even makes fun of that kind of modern superhero aesthetic in the first few pages of the first issue, as well as the second issue out this week. So,
it's a spin-off from Madman, which is a great, fun, goofy, ginchy comic, and it's good to see more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Starting off this week with the trades here, we got Love and Rockets, New Stories number 5. Love and Rockets has been running for 30 years. It's the 30th anniversary this year. This has got new stories from both Jaime and Gilbert, and it's one of those comics where it's so popular that bands have been named after it. They've made so much with just these basic characters and this world, and 30 years in, it's still new and vibrant and relevant and just as revolutionary as it was in the 80s. So this is very cool and highly recommended.
We've also got Trail of Steel, which is a really amazing looking comic about a group of Spanish mercenaries in 1441. It's just beautifully illustrated European stuff.
It's got that really kind of like sketchy, inky style, and there's a lot of cool action-looking scenes. And it's really kinetic, and it definitely looks really cool. And it is unfortunately already out of print, so this is going to be it pretty much for it. We've got Bucko this week, which is new by Jeff Parker, who writes stuff for Marvel like Angels of Atlas, and drawn by Erica Moen, who is a really great cartoonist who does a book called Dar, which chronicles her life about her relationships and when kind of traveling between when she thought that she was gay and then became straight and got married, and she's just got a great sense of humor. And this is a murder mystery set in Portland. And it's this woman who's at a job interview, gets a case of diarrhea, has to go to the bathroom really quick, and finds a dead body, and becomes the prime suspect of it.
And also I think I saw a giant squid in there being ridden around by a naked person?
She actually has a tentacle fetish. She did a whole strip about having a tentacle fetish and what that actually constitutes.
Oh, lordy.
So, yeah, she's really great, really funny, really cute. Very cool.
There's a new issue of Avenging Spider-Man out this week, being drawn by Aaron Cooter, who I haven't seen in very many comics at all, like, ever. But I'm starting to see his name pop up around everywhere. Like, I think he's listed as being the new artist for Green Lantern New Guardians, which is pretty exciting. He's at least doing covers for that in the next couple months. But this is a really fun story. It takes place sort of in the mind of Peter Parker, and Deadpool sort of has been dispatched into his brainscape for unknown reasons, and it just results in a lot of really crazy madcap, like, uber violence almost. More than you would expect to see in your average Spider-Man comic.
Yeah, there's some serious, like, channeling Doug Monkey the Mask. There's Irving Forbush in high school, shit like that. It's really funny. On the opposite end of the spectrum, a little wholesome, good, all-ages fun, this is Legends of Zeta from First Second, and First Second does really great, kind of European-themed or styled kids' books where they're more for everyone rather than just for kids. And this is the sequel, though it is totally standalone, you can read it. But basically, this young girl named Zeta is ventured into space, and she has to return home and deal with robot doubles and giant,
Clockwork mice?
Yeah, clockwork mice, and all sorts of other strange stuff. But it's kind of a little bit like Amulet, less of a really polished, colored style, but very much on the animation side. And it's just fun and wholesome, as opposed to a lot of stuff that we are going to talk about.
Yeah, good read if you want to get your kids into funny books.
Yeah.
And once again, back to the decidedly non-wholesome side of things, reprint of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe #1. This was an insanely quick-selling series, 4 issues. Like the title says, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. That's back in stock now.
Blood, guts, violence, gore. More than you can shake a stick at. Is a lot. So from Archaia this week, this is Return of the Dapper Men. And this is a really, really great story about a world that has no time. Time has ceased to exist. And they've got, it's been so long, the machines that they use to perpetuate themselves don't remember if they were born from humans or if they built them themselves. And this, they kind of all happily coexist, these non-grown-up kids, until the day that 314 dapper-looking men drop from the sky and bring about the concept of time again, which just totally destroys their world. The art is by Janet Leigh, who recently did Emma, which was one of the Marvel Illustrated stories, and she's done various covers and stuff, but it's got a really nice, almost picture book kind of quality, so this is a great, another all-ages one, which is very fun. And Jim McCann also does a Hawkeye book for Marvel, and he's got some other stuff coming up. But this is a special edition with the free comic book day stories, and there will be a sequel soon. So this is really interesting. It's an Eisner Award winner, that type of deal.
Alright, and one that I'm pretty excited for this week is the Judas Coin graphic novel by Walt Simonson, who is one of my all-time favorite artists. His Thor is phenomenal.
He's one of the only guys that's been able to like channel Kirby without ripping him off completely.
And it's really great because this this book follows one of the silver coins that Judas was paid to betray Jesus, and it takes this coin and puts it in different places throughout the history of the DC universe. Like, you get a Viking Prince story, a Batman story with Two-Face in it, because, you know, Two-Face, Judas, all that great.
They had to do it.
Yeah.
There's Manhunter 2070.
Batlash.
Batlash.
Gotta love Batlash.
And there's even anime Walt Simonson in there, or well, manga Walt Simonson.
Something I never thought I would see in my life.
Yeah, it's a really weird mix, but it works. It works really well.
It does. I gotta say.
I like it. Oh, what else we got? All right, so weird, bizarre, strange. This is Ted McKeever. If you've never read anything by Ted McKeever, he's kind of like this weird relic of the late 70s punk scene that decided to do comics. It's really, really scratchy, it's really dark, and he uses a lot of heavy inks, and this is basically about a really crappy, quiet dude who works in a chicken factory and goes home one morning to find this very creepy chicken staring under his door, starts fucking with him, lays an egg, and the next day he goes to work and the chicken factory that he works in explodes. And from the strange radiation that they use to make the chickens larger, he gains superpowers, which basically entails him being giant like the Hulk and then having to fight a monster squid on Venice Beach. This is just absolutely mental and bizarre and just gets under your skin, and it's creepy, and the chickens are just weird. Man. Chickens are really freaking weird.
Chickens are weird looking.
They are. So if you want something unsettling, this is it.
Oh man. Speaking of unsettling, we got this Haunt over here. Haunt was the brainchild of Todd McFarlane and Robert Kirkman that was taken over by Joe Casey and Nathan Fox, and has reached such heights of insanity since then.
Yeah.
It's just mind-burning. Like, I was gonna say mind-numbing, but it's
mind-melting. It's like straight psychedelic colors. It's just all these pinks and oranges and greens, and you know, Joe Casey, he just, when he does his own stuff, or even work for hire like this that's a bit more outside of the bounds, he just goes crazy. And I didn't really even read this book before Joe Casey got on it, but like I was saying earlier, I read it every month, and mostly I forget what happened last month, but it doesn't matter, because it's just absolutely insane and violent and very, very fun. This Bulletproof Coffin. This is absolutely one of my favorite books in existence these days. I don't know. It just speaks to me. And this is the second volume of David Hine and Shaky Kane, who are two guys that they refer to them. Well, David Hine at least refers to his own comics as drug comics, and they really are. This the first series was this kind of layered type of thing that had kind of a continuous story, and this one that just throws it completely out the friggin' window. Each issue is standalone, but they do tie together in a kind of roundabout way. But there's weird like stories about beat poets who eat hair, and there's a whole trading card set of the Hateful Dead, which is like Vietnam zombies, which is awesome. All done in Shaky Kane's just Silver Age psychedelia type of thing. So I mean, between this and Mondo, if you read these both in the same sitting, you will never be the same.
Your brain cells goodbye.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll end up like this guy.
And you'll be just sitting here talking about comics and stuff. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh. There is, as part of DC's Zero Month, this week we've got Batman and Robin #0. Now, I haven't been the hugest fan of the whole Zero Month initiative, but I gotta say, it's awesome. It's like 22 pages of Pat Gleason going crazy with flying bat assassins, Damian with double Uzis, dead bodies just outside of submarines rotting away, and then you've got a really, honestly adorable page of, where is it?
This is great. Where Batman's like, or Damian's a little kid.
Yeah, Damian in the cowl, it's just...
Yeah.
Not what you'd expect out of your average Batman comic, but it's wonderful. Like, Damian is definitely one of my favorite characters that's popped up in the last 10 years, and I'm just glad that he's stuck around this long.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool. And also from Walt Simonson this week is the best graphic adaptation of a movie ever. This is Alien, the original Alien, Ridley Scott's, and this is... It's just utterly phenomenal. They managed to capture the creepiness of that 70s sci-fi horror really, really well in here, and it's all been digitally restored from Walter Simonson's own personal archives, and it's been out of print for forever, but at, was it $15? I mean, this is absolutely, you cannot pass this up, and it's just brilliant, brilliant sci-fi horror. This is fantastic.
On the more fantasy side of stuff, the new issue of Journey into Mystery is out. This series has been a huge hit. Like, no one really saw it coming, I think, after, like, because there's the whole Fear Itself thing, and then Thor was retitled as Journey into Mystery, and it had Kid Loki as the main character. And people were kind of like, whoa, Loki's a kid, that's... kind of
worse than getting turned into a woman.
Yeah, he was a woman for a little bit, then he was a dude again, and now he's a kid. And for some reason, people have just fallen in love with Kid Loki.
It's Kieran Gillen. Kieran Gillen's a great, great writer.
He is. He really is.
It's really been doing good.
And this is part 3 of the Everything Burns crossover with Mighty Thor. So it's co-scripted by Gillen and Fraction. So it's two really amazing writers capping off both of their runs on Journey into Mystery and Mighty Thor. It's going to lead into the Marvel Now Thor series. But this is sort of the end saga of Kid Loki, so everything that's happened since Fear Itself in the book is really coming to a head here. And
it's got giant fire demons. Yeah. What more do you want? Giant fire demons.
Got Alan Davis covers, Carmine Di Giandomenico doing the interiors, who always hits it out of the park. Yeah. It's really not something you should be missing.
No. And the last thing this week we got is the new volume of Stumptown. This is a crime comic written by Greg Rucka, who is one of the premier crime authors in comics today. He's done Queen and Country, Batman, Gotham Central, lots of stuff. And it's drawn by local artist Matthew Southworth, who has this really good, gritty, textured feel that works very well with Greg's script. And it takes place in Portland, so it's well researched, and if you are from Portland, you will certainly see some landmarks and stuff. But the first arc was really well received. It's been maybe over a year or so since the last one, but it's certainly worth the wait. The main character's name is Dex Perios, who's a private investigator with a gambling problem, and this one starts a guitarist for a Portland band goes on tour with her baby, comes back without her baby.
Ooh.
Which is what happens when you're in a rock band and, you know, you shouldn't be a parent. So it's up to Dex to find out where the kid went. And tomorrow, or well, today, Wednesday, from 3 to 6, Matt will be here, Matt Southworth, signing copies of this, as well as whatever else you would like to bring him. Maybe even not his own work, he'll sign it anyway.
Give him to sign a Rod Liefeld comic.
Yeah, yeah. But Matt's a really great guy, and we appreciate him stopping by. So that's about it. I'd like to thank Morgan again for coming here, and we hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a good Wednesday.
See ya.